Today, everyone sees the champion. They see a man who looks like he has no limits. They see the cardio that breaks opponents, the pressure that suffocates, the pace no one, absolutely no one can match. But before Merab Dvalishvili became a UFC champion, before analysts started calling him unstoppable, before even Omar stepped into the cage believing he could stop him, only to realize he couldn't, we need to go back, far back, to a time before cameras, before lights, before applause. Merab Dvalishvili was born on January 10, 1991, in Tbilisi, Georgia, a country where strength is not shown with words, but with endurance. Fighting there isn't about medals, it's about survival. His childhood wasn't easy. There was no comfort, no safety net, no guarantees. As a kid, Merab wasn't considered a prodigy. He didn't have explosive power. He wasn't knocking people out. He wasn't the fighter coaches pointed at and said, "This one will be a champion." But he had something far more dangerous than talent. He could suffer. When others quit as soon as it became painful, Merab kept going. When others asked for rest, he asked for more. More work, more pain, more discipline. Wrestling became his foundation, not just as a skill, but as a mindset. Control, constant contact, relentless pressure. Georgia didn't give him an easy life. It gave him a steel mentality. Then came the decision that separates dreams from reality. Merab left his country and moved to the United States. No money, no English, no guarantees of success. Alone. In New York, he began training under Ray Longo and Matt Serra, surrounded by elite fighters, veterans and future champions. Nobody was waiting for him. Nothing was handed to him. Merab didn't shine right away. He didn't impress instantly, but he never stopped. While others trained to win, Merab trained to outlast everyone, day after day. No excuses, no shortcuts. And that's where his true power was born. Not in his fists, not in speed, but in a pace that slowly becomes a nightmare. When Merab arrived in the UFC, the doubts were loud. No knockout power. Not exciting. That style won't win titles. But what many people didn't understand is that Merab was never there to entertain. He was there to break you. His style isn't pretty. It's brutal to the body and devastating to the mind. He doesn't look for one perfect moment. He looks to take your energy, your breath, and your will. Wrestling, clinch, takedown, stand up. And again, no rest, no escape. While most fighters slow down in the third round, Merab accelerates as if the fight has just started. His cardio looks inhuman. His pressure never fades. His energy is overwhelming. And for his opponents, crushing. Fighters tried everything. Technique, power, explosive attacks. Nothing worked. Because Merab doesn't wait for mistakes. He forces them. And then came Omar, young, dangerous, hungry. A challenger many believed had everything needed to stop the champion. The plan was clear. Control the distance, set the pace, wear Merab down. But very quickly, the plan began to fall apart. Round by round, Omar slowed down. His movements became heavier, his breathing louder. And Merab looked fresher. That's when everyone realized this wasn't a fight against one man. This was a fight against a system designed to grind. Finally reached the top, there was no debate left. He didn't get there by luck. He didn't receive favors. He earned everything. His road to the title wasn't fast. It wasn't easy. It was long and unforgiving. Every opponent knew what was coming, and every one of them believed they could handle it. But the cage never lies. Merab doesn't win because he's the strongest. He wins because he pushes you into a place where you can't think clearly, where your body stops responding, where your will begins to break. He doesn't just break bodies, he breaks minds. That's why he is the UFC champion today. Not because of knockouts, not because of flashy moments, but because of something far rarer. Unbreakable discipline, endless work, a warrior's mentality. Merab Dvalishvili isn't the fighter looking for the easy path. He is the fighter who becomes the problem for the entire division. And the question is no longer, who can beat him? The real question is, who is willing to suffer what he brings for 5 full rounds?